Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Para sa atong mga higala nga taga Cebu, maayong hapon. Overcast this afternoon may be, but don't let that dampen your spirits as we kick off the quincentennial commemorations of the Philippines. And we do this here at the historic Fort San Antonio Abad at the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas complex here in Manila. I am Jay Amatong of the Corporate Affairs Office of Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all this afternoon. This kicks off a series of activities to commemorate the quincentennial of a victory of Lapu Lapu in Mactan. To tell us a little more about the series of activities that will run up to April 27, may we invite Dr. Rene R. Escalante, Chairman of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines.
Executive Secretary and Chairman of the National Quincentennial Committee, Salvador Medialdea, BSP Governor Benjamin Jokno, represented by Deputy Governor Francisco Daquila Jr., Mayor Jonard Chan of Lapulapu City, fellow members of the NQC, fellow government workers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today, we are gathered in this venue to witness one major activity connected to the commemoration of the quincentennial anniversary of the victory of the Filipinos in the Battle of Mactan. To put this event in its proper context, let me state that as a nation, we have various ways of recognizing and paying tribute to illustrious Filipinos who have contributed in our struggle to make our country free and prosperous. In the case of the heroes of the Philippine Revolution, we built monuments, shrines, and museums to perpetuate their memory and promote the principles and values they fought for. In the case of Rizal, for instance, the NHCP maintains a national monument and 3 museums that depict the major episodes of his life. We have one in Calamba, where he was born, another one in Dapitan, where he was exiled, and the last one is in Fort Santiago, where he spent the last days of his life. We also honor our heroes by declaring their death or birth anniversary as national holiday so that Filipinos will have time to pay tribute to them. We also immortalize our national heroes through street names and by featuring them in our currency. One of the promises of President Duterte when he was campaigning in Cebu 5 years ago was to elevate the status of Lapu-Lapu from mere hero of Cebu into a national hero. As we celebrate the 500th anniversary of the first circumnavigation of the world and the victory of our ancestors in the Battle of Mactan, let us take this opportunity to give Lapu-Lapu the honor he truly deserves. This is an opportune time for all of us to recognize a hero who originated from the Visayas and somebody who lived in the pre-colonial times. On behalf of the National Quincentennial Committee, under the able leadership of Executive Secretary Medialdea, let me take this opportunity to thank the BSP family for granting our request to bring back Lapu-Lapu in our currency. Our original proposal to BSP was to revive the old 2,000 banknote that was issued during the centennial of the Philippine independence in 1998. But as we will see later, BSP decided to feature Lapu-Lapu in a new banknote worth 5,000 pesos. The Lapu-Lapu banknote that we will launch a few minutes from now is a bit different from our existing banknotes because the image of the featured hero is not based on archival photo. Like the Lapu-Lapu statue that we have in Luneta Park, in the Liberty Shrine in Cebu, and in other parts of the country, what we will see later is an artist rendition done by Mr. Carlo Caacbay based on what has been recorded in archival and contemporary sources. Indeed, it is unfortunate that because of the temporal distance and lack of credible sources, no detailed physical description of Lapu-Lapu survived in time. To make Lapu-Lapu at par with Rizal, Bonifacio, and other fellow heroes of the Philippine Revolution, the NQC is proposing to build a museum in Lapu-Lapu City. We will do this in partnership with the LGU of Lapu-Lapu City under Mayor Ahong Chan. It will feature Lapu-Lapu and other heroes of 1521. Another NQC initiative that I want to share is the proposal to rename Mactan Cebu International Airport into Lapu-Lapu International Airport. The last time I called Congress, I learned that it is already under consideration by the House Committee on Transportation. As we approach the 500th anniversary of the Battle of Mactan, we will be sponsoring a lot of activities geared towards the recognition of Lapu-Lapu as a national hero. We in the NQC are expecting that all these undertakings will fulfill the dream of President Duterte, which is that every time we hear the word Lapu-Lapu, what should come in our mind is the historic chieftain of Mactan who drove the Spaniards away from our country, and not the delicious fish that we eat in Chinese restaurants. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Escalante. This is indeed a privilege for the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to host the kick-off ceremony of the quincentennial commemorations here at Fort San Antonio Abad. And as such, the BSP officials have come in full force. Allow me to introduce some of them who are here with us physically and via live stream. We begin with our monetary board members who are here. May I request, as I call their names, to please rise to be acknowledged. We begin with Monetary Board Member Peter B. Favela. We also have in our midst Monetary Board Member V. Bruce J. Tolentino. And our newest addition to the Monetary Board, Anita Linda R. Aquino. Joining us via live stream are Department of Finance Secretary Carlos P. Dominguez III, who is represented by Undersecretary Hill Beltran. You might want to look at the camera, say hi to Secretary Dominguez. Also joining us via live stream are Monetary Board members Antonio S. Abacan Jr. and Felipe M. Medalla. Also in our midst are Deputy Governors of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Deputy Governor Marias Almasara Cid Tuanyo Amador, Deputy Governor Chuchi G. Fonasier, and representing the Governor, as he will deliver the message of the Governor Benjamin E. Jokno, may I request and call on Deputy Governor Francisco G. Daquila Jr.
Delivering the message of Governor Benjamin Jokno, Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea, National Historical Commission of the Philippines Chairperson, Dr. Rene Escalante, National Quincentennial Committee Secretariat Head, Reynaldo Lita, Office of the President Undersecretary Ricardo Bernabe III, and Undersecretary Jennifer Joy Ong, Department of Foreign Affairs Executive Director Ivy Banson Abalos, Department of Interior and Local Government Undersecretary Jonathan Malaya, Lapu-Lapu City Mayor Junard Chan, together with First Lady Cindy Chan, former Ambassador Antonio Villamayor, members of the Monetary Board via Zoom, Secretary Carlos Dominguez III, represented by Undersecretary Gil Beltran, MBM Felipe Medalla, and MBM Antonio Abacan, and here physically present, Monetary Board members Peter Fabila, V. Bruce Tolentino, and Anita Linda Aquino, fellow officials from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, colleagues from the NQC, NHCP, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This year, we are fortunate to witness a significant milestone in our history, the 500th anniversary of the victory in Mactan, and the special role the Philippines played in the circumnavigation of the world. These events, collectively referred to as the 2021 Quincentennial Commemorations in the Philippines, or the QCP, could not have been celebrated at a more opportune time. Now, more than ever, with the global crisis brought about by the pandemic, we need a stark reminder of our glorious past. Now, more than ever, we need our heroes to remind us of our heritage and to inspire us to overcome whatever challenge comes our way as a nation. First and foremost of these valiant Filipinos is Lapu-Lapu, who led a warrior people referred to by the conquering Spaniards as Pintados, or the Painted Ones. The more tattoos Visayan warriors had on their bodies, the braver and more fearsome they were in battle. The bravest and most fearsome of them was Lapu-Lapu, the chieftain of Mactan, who led his warriors in a famous battle against the would-be conquerors. Lapu-Lapu's heroism gained the respect and admiration of succeeding generations of Filipinos, even those born hundreds of years after his death. Today, we pay him the same respect and immortalize his glory through the 5,000 peso commemorative banknote and medal. The BSP and the NQC have collaborated to produce the commemorative banknote and medal to celebrate the heroism of Lapu-Lapu and his warriors and to retell their story to the present generation. On its obverse side, the 5,000 peso commemorative banknote depicts a young Lapu-Lapu. It will also bear the image of the Battle of Mactan, the QCP logo, and the Carauca, the largest outrigger warships used by native Filipinos. Meanwhile, the reverse side depicts the Philippine Eagle, or the Manaol, which symbolizes clear vision, freedom, and strength. It embodies the ancient Visayan belief that all living creatures originated from an eagle. We can also see a coconut tree, which was well known in the Magellan-Elcano Expeditions Chronicles as a tree of many uses. In this banknote, the coconut tree represents the warmth and hospitality shown by the people of Samar to Ferdinand Magellan and his crew when they first set foot in the island. Further in the background is the majestic Mount Apo, the Philippines' highest mountain, representing Mindanao's island. This is where the circumnavigators finally found directional clues to their intended destination, the Spice Island or Maluku. The 5,000 peso commemorative banknote is also packed with security features such as microprints, fluorescent, magnetic, and optically variable inks, see-through images, intaglio prints, and the latent image with a concealed numerical value. The commemorative medal features on the obverse the markings Lapu-Lapu, just above the rendered image of the Lapu-Lapu shrine in Cebu, and the logos of the QCP and the BSP. The reverse features the markings Battle of Mactan, above the rendition of the said battle and the date 27th April 1521, which is engraved at the bottom. The 5,000 piso commemorative banknote paints for us a vivid picture of part of our country's history, complete with that we can only read about in history books. Likewise, the banknote and the medal contain elements reminiscent of pre-colonial Philippines that we hope will spark an interest in this part of our history. Through this commemorative banknote and medal, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and the National Historical Commission of the Philippines hope to celebrate Lapu-Lapu and his warriors' heroism, and at the same time encourage every Filipino, young and old, to rediscover and appreciate our rich history. Salamat at mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Heard the banknote, the commemorative banknote described in detail, in great detail. But wouldn't you like to see it firsthand on the big screen? If you do, take a look at this.
This year, the Philippines will have its quincentennial commemorations of the first circumnavigation of the world and the victory of Lapu-Lapu in the Battle of Mactan. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, through its monetary board, approved the production of 5,000 piso commemorative non-circulation legal tender banknote and commemorative medal. The 5,000 commemorative banknote shall feature the portrait of a young Lapu-Lapu to make it consistent with the existing images in the enhanced NGC banknote series. The obverse side shall also bear elements of the Battle of Mactan. The quincentennial logo and Caracoa, the large outrigger warships used by native Filipinos during seasonal sea raids. The reverse side shall feature our national bird, the Philippine eagle, as a symbol of clear vision, freedom, and strength. The coconut tree and majestic Mount Apo. The commemorative medal is made of 99.9% silver and weighs 31.1 grams. The obverse of the medal features the markings Lapu-Lapu, the render of the Lapu-Lapu shrine, the logo of the quincentennial commemorations in the Philippines. There is also a mint mark situated near the bottom of the medal. The reverse of the medal features the markings Battle of Mactan, the rendition of the said battle, and 27 April 1521. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines, or the NHCP, concurred in both the design and specifications of the commemorative banknote and medal.
And now, we officially present the 5,000 piso Lapu-Lapu commemorative banknote and medal to the President of the Republic of the Philippines. On behalf of the BSP, may I invite Deputy Governor Francis G. Daquila Jr. to come back on stage. Also, may we request Senior Assistant Governor Dalia D. Luna, who heads the facility in which this banknote and medal were created, to join us as we present to the President, represented by Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea. And now we present the Lapu Lapu Commemorative Medal to Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea. Thank you very much, Executive Secretary Medialdea, Deputy Governor Daquila, and Senior AG Dalia Luna. May we request Executive Secretary Medialdea to remain on stage, as we would like to hear a message from the chairperson of the National Quincentennial Committee. Sir?
Good afternoon, fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang hapon ulit po sa inyong lahat. Last night, I had a meeting with the President until 1:30 in the morning. Before we parted ways, he was guiding us towards the exit door and showed us a painting of Lapu Lapu. And then he said, "My true hero, ginawa nilang iskabetche. Now he's back." It is with great honor that I join you today on the launching of the 5,000 peso commemorative banknote and medal, which formally marks the 99-day countdown to the 500th anniversary of the historic victory of Lapu-Lapu in the Battle of Mactan on April 27, 2021. This event is only one of the more than 60 events lined up for the 2021 quincentennial celebrations that will commemorate the significant events in our nation's history 500 years ago. I am proud to have been chosen to lead the National Quincentennial Committee that has been tasked to work with the National Historical Commission in organizing the celebrations across the country. This enormous task, made even more difficult by the current pandemic, is a nonetheless rewarding task because I know by underscoring the noble deeds of our valiant heroes from the 5 centuries ago, we will reinvigorate the spirit of national unity that we desperately need during these challenging times. The launching of the 5,000 peso commemorative banknote and medal, which depicts the gallantry of Lapu-Lapu and the great warriors of Mactan, celebrates not only the climax of the first circumnavigation of the world, but also our pre-colonial past that serves as the foundation of our nation's glorious history. With the succeeding celebrations that are slated for the entire year until 2022, we hope to motivate our fellow Filipinos to embrace our past and have a better understanding of our evolution as a country from several fragmented chiefdoms into one single nation. We also hope to inspire our youth to have a better appreciation of the valiant heroes who charted our history and to raise greater awareness among our people of the rich cultural and religious heritage that shaped this nation into what it is today. May today's event serve not only as an opportunity for us to elevate Lapu-Lapu to his well-deserved greater standing among the pantheon of Filipino heroes, but also as a means to glorify his unyielding sense of patriotism that inspired countless of other heroes to resist every tyrant who tried to subjugate our people. Let us honor his gallantry by preserving his legacy and upon it, building a stronger foundation for a nation that Filipinos 500 years in the future will also be proud of. Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang mandirigmang Pilipino.
Thank you very much, Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea. This celebration is, of course, of national in scope. And as such, it is our honor to have a message. As Secretary Medialdea has mentioned, Lapu-Lapu is a personal hero of our President, and it is only fitting that he delivers his message for us this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
I joined the National Historical Commission of the Philippines and the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas as we launched the 5,000 peso commemorative banknote and medal. I am delighted to see Lapu-Lapu and the warriors of Mactan, as well as the majestic Mount Apo and the great Philippine Eagle being featured in these commemorative items. Indeed, if we are to apply to truly celebrate our rich history as a nation, we need to elevate Lapu-Lapu to a greater standing among the pantheon of Filipino heroes. We therefore dedicate this banknote and this medal to his historical victory in Mactan 500 years ago. May this momentous occasion inspire every Filipino to embrace our national identity by embodying Lapu-Lapu's heroism as we face the challenges ahead. Daghang salamat sa inyong tanan.
And this brings a close this afternoon's celebration. But even as we close today's event, we look forward to more activities that lead up to the 500 years of the victory of Mactan that we are celebrating this year on April 27, 2021. And it is only fitting then that we punctuate this afternoon's festivities by singing the theme song of the Quincentennial Committee. And this song will be brought to us by NHCP's Anthony Castillo. Let's all give him a big hand. And to everyone, enjoy the rest of your afternoon.